escape their cozy beds on this chilly morning. Welcome to Staten Island Zoo's annual Groundhog Day ceremony. I'm Cara Leander Gordon.
And I'm James McKeon, and we are so happy to be here bright and early at 8 a.m. GST, Groundhog Standard Time. Today we gather in this special place to celebrate a timeless tradition steeped in history and brimming with anticipation.
That's right, James. Today is the one day when we trust a small, adorable, furry little creature with the fate of the entire season, who can decide whether we'll freeze for 6 more weeks,
or get to pull out those beach towels just a little earlier than expected.
We begin with our national anthem, which will be performed by the PS-29 Chorus under the direction of Brian Stevens. Some special and honored guests here with us today. We have Congresswoman Nicole Malliontakis, District Attorney Michael McMahon, Councilwoman Camilla Hanks, Councilman Justin Brennan, Chairman of the Council Finance Committee, Assemblyman Charles Fall, Assemblyman Sam Paranzola, Assemblyman Michael Tunusis, Francesca Galilei, Staten Island Regional Rep for Governor Kathy Hochul, Kelly Henry, representing State Senator Jessica Spanton, Judge Raymond Rodriguez, Administrative Judge of Staten Island, Judge Robert Helbach, Chris Hancock, New York City Department of Sanitation, Joseph Homsey, New York City Parks Chief of Staff to the Borough Commissioner, Dr. Roderick Paulton, Borough Superintendent of Schools, Dan Messina, President and CEO of Richmond University Medical Center. We have Miss Staten Island, Madison Gattulo, Miss Richmond County, Scarlett DeWitt, Miss Staten Island Teen, Nadia Anwar, Miss Richmond County Teen, Chloe Wong.
And in our audience, we have Barbara Brancaccio representing NYCHA, Rosemary Algario and Donna Manita representing the Department of Transit, Amanda Stranieri representing Con Edison, Mark Murphy, Director of the Fresh Kills Alliance, Jose R. Ramirez Garofolo, President of Protectors of Pine Oak Woods, Heather Butts, the Executive Director of Health for Youths, Gary Perrone, representing the Staten Island Ferry Hawks, and Ed Burke, lurking somewhere out there among us.
We have special thanks to Pro Show Sound, Massimo Dodonna and Chris Fion, Patrick Rafferty and the Rockassilly Band, the New York City Urban Park Rangers, and community media of Staten Island's Jennifer Sarmartino. Thank you all for being here and making today possible. And now, we're pleased to introduce Chuck's boss, Staten Island Zoo's Executive Director, Ken Mitchell.
Good morning, everyone. I'll be brief because judging by the crowd behind me, we're going to have 6 more weeks of speeches, so I'll be brief. You know, this is the 44th annual Groundhog Day. We appreciate you all coming out on a cold day. Chuck appreciates it, and all our animals here, Chuck's neighbors at the Staten Island Zoo, and support Chuck all year round. Thank you as well. I want to thank our sponsor, Citizens Bank, who'll come up and say a few words in a minute. But you know, the people, I take the credit, but the folks who make it go, in particular, are Mark Lamberti, our facilities director, our curator, Kathy Esser, and our education director, Jessica Hartman. And on behalf of our board of trustees, led by our president, Bill Frew, I'd like you all thank you all for coming, and it's back to Kara and James.
Thank you, Ken. As Ken mentioned, we have a very special sponsor, Citizens, who support this special day year after year.
Here representing Citizens, helping Chuck dig his way to a better financial future, no matter how many times he sees his shadow. Danny Lee, Citizens Tri-State Metro Market Acting Retail Banking Director. Please welcome Danny Lee.
That might be one of the longest titles. Thank you so much. I'm Danny Lee. I am the interim retail director for the Tri-State Metro Market for Citizens. It's an honor to represent Citizens as we celebrate Chuck, the most reliable forecaster in their business. Sorry for any meteorologists out there. Special thank you to Executive Director Ken Mitchell for the invitation and for hosting us today, and to everyone joining us in person in the frigid cold and via live stream where you're warm and toasty. Welcome. At Citizens, we're proud to be rooted in the community, just like Chuck. And like him, we're always looking ahead. We value the neighborhoods we serve, supporting the organizations, people, and yes, even the groundhogs that make them thrive. This tradition is uniquely special to New York City and Staten Island, and we're thrilled to be part of it. Now, what sets Chuck apart from his others is his legendary accuracy. When I asked him earlier behind the curtains his secret ingredients to his secret sauce, he told me the trick is to just go for it. On behalf of Citizens, thank you to Staten Island Zoo, and best of luck, Chuck, today. We're all counting on you.
Cool. Thank you, Mr. Lee. And now we have a very special treat for all of you. So let's welcome back the PS29 Chorus performing a special song just for Chuck, Shadowphobia.
Yo, it works. hole. If you see your shadow, you run back in your hole because you're afraid of your shadow. And because of that, we get stuck with 6 more weeks of winter. That's just wrong. Being scared of your own shadow, silly, don't you see? It's a rational behavior, wouldn't you agree? Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day. Okay, Chuck, we gotta get a handle on the shadow phobia thing. After all, you see your shadow almost every winter. We're gonna go for your fears. Maybe we can find a good therapist and we can have a really spring for once. It's the same thing every winter, now I realize. Staten Island Chuck is just a chicken in disguise. Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day. Groundhog
Give it up for the PS29 chorus! Thank you, students.
So today's ceremony will be featured on Community Media of Staten Island, Verizon Spectrum, Channel 34, and on the Community Media of Staten Island app.
Chuck will air intermittently all week, so you can relive this moment Groundhog Day after Groundhog Day after Groundhog Day and show all of your friends.
And Staten Island Zoo's primary mission is education. And in that spirit, we invited a meteorologist to join us to take weather forecasting with more than just a holistic approach.
Next,
Thanks.
everybody gets one. Next, we have someone who really knows how to help us weather a storm and who, unlike Chuck, works 364 days a year. From Con Edison, meteorologist Punxsutawney.
Hi, good morning, everybody. So Chuck makes my job a little bit easier every day. I just look at what he's going to forecast, and, you know, his accuracy is a little better than mine. I do get paid regardless of whether it's correct or not, but Chuck has an accuracy of over 80%, which is pretty impressive, right? So I'm looking forward to hearing what Chuck is going to let me know. You know, 6 more weeks of winter, or is it going to be an early spring? And hopefully that's going to help me a little bit more with my job at Con Edison every day. Thank you.
So happy to have you here with us today, Jessica. And please join us after the ceremony for a special Q&A with Jessica.
Next, we have Jessica Hartman and Pearl Kales from the zoo's education department. Joining them will be the IS-27 students with some Groundhog Day fun facts.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Jessica Hartman. I'm the Director of Education here. And with me, we have some wonderful kids from IS-27. But first, before we get to the fun facts, I want to give a very, very most special shout out to one of our docents, Lucy DePeppo, who is right over there. Today is not only her birthday, it is her 103rd birthday. She was, woo! All right, Lucy! She was actually here opening day of the zoo, so she is a very special part of the zoo. So, thank you, Lucy. Thank you for all you do for the zoo. We're really glad you're here. Now, these guys are going to share some very special facts, and they might throw in a joke or two. So let's kick it off.
Alright guys, this is a fact. Woodchucks live 4 to 6 years in the wild, but due to predation and disease, often do not live past 8th Street. Woodchucks may live up to 10 years in human care. Thank you.
How does the
groundhog know when to look for a shadow?
Ow!
They tell him to go look for it.
Fact. How a groundhog is called a woodchuck because the name woodchuck comes from the Native American word woodchuck, which means digger, referring to the groundhog's ability to burrow and dig extensive underground tunnels. Despite the name, woodchucks do not actually chuck wood.
Why did the groundhog bring a ladder?
Why?
To see his fingers really on the horizon.
Fact for you. The groundhog is typically found in low elevation forests, small woodlots, fields, pastures, and hedgerows. Human activities like clearing forests, building roads, and agriculture have increased food access.
All right, thank you so much to the students of IS 27. Stay warm.
Hey, Kara, speaking of fun facts, did you know last week the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration released weather accuracy ratings of groundhogs all across the United States?
No way, really? Do I dare ask who came in first place?
As if you even had to, it's our very own Staten Island Chuck! Now, they may tell you that he has an 85% accuracy in weather predictions, but everyone here knows he has a 100% accuracy rating in our hearts.
And here to verify Chuck's accuracy, we have students from Susan Wagner High School, joined by their teacher, Robert Friendrick. Hey guys, sorry. So Susan Wagner is all the way in the back. Let's hear for Susan Wagner. Woo! So they were not able to get up here to the stage, but we will talk to them afterwards. So stay tuned.
Let's hear it again for Susan Wagner High School! We are so honored to have all of our elected officials and dignitaries who are here with us ready to spring into action today.
Please welcome Congresswoman Nicole Meliantakis to say a few words.
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? All right. Are we ready for an early spring? Well, I have to say that I'm very proud to represent the most accurate groundhog in America. And I think he's going to give us a good forecast. Although on a cold day like this, you never know. And I want to thank James and Kara for doing an exceptional job today. Eddie Burke, my good friend, has been doing this for so many years. But I guess it was time for a change because Eddie kept, like Groundhog's Day, kept giving the same jokes year after year after year. But we love you, Eddie, and I hope everyone's having a great time. Let's just have some fun. I'm not going to keep speaking because you guys want another forecast, right? All right, let's do it. And remember, depending on what he says, if it's good news, I'll help you hold the sign. If it's bad news, we'll have Mike McMahon do it.
And speaking of District Attorney Michael McMahon, here he is.
Good morning. Good morning, friends and neighbors. Welcome to the world's greatest little zoo, the Staten Island Zoo. Do we love our zoo? As you heard, I'm Michael McMahon. I'm privileged and honored to serve you all here on Staten Island as your district attorney. And some may say, appropriately so, that I am a man of conviction. I want to thank Penny Mitchell and Eddie Burke and our hosts this morning for bringing back this, for continuing this time-honored tradition here on Staten Island, which we've been doing since 1981. And Ed Burke and I are the Bill Murrays of Staten Island because we've been coming back. We're the only ones old enough to remember that. You know, I was thinking that Staten Islanders and groundhogs actually have a lot in common. For example, we only leave our burrow or burrows once a year. Well, I guess you can thank the tolls and congestion pricing for that one. And I'm so happy to be joined by all our fellow elected officials here on Staten Island. We don't know if the mayor will be dropping in, but if he does, he better not drop Chuck. Of course, we all know there's been this decades-long rivalry between our Chuck and Punxsutawney Phil. Don't get nervous, Chuck. I didn't mean to say that name, but I have to. Well, we know that Chuck's been more than twice accurate than his counterpart from the West. And in fact, as your chief law enforcement officer, it's my job to prosecute any and all crimes that occur in our borough, and Punxsutawney Phil is lucky to be outside of Staten Island shores because an accuracy rating of 35% is just criminal. Okay, enough picking on Punxsutawney, what's his name? Just a couple things, PS29, who is so great. Give them another round of applause. But I'd ask the kids, why was Staten Island Chuck removed from the Staten Island Zoo's basketball team? Because he was too much of a ball hog. And he really didn't like the uniforms because his favorite color is mahogany. All right, good. And how does a groundhog know when to look for his shadow? Oh, we know about the gopher, so we got that one already. Listen, what a great day for Staten Island. What a great tradition. I'm honored to be here. And I'm going to go back to my office and work on the cold cases. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now we have Councilwoman Camilla Hanks.
Good morning, Staten Island. I'm your favorite councilwoman, Camilla Hanks. I represent this district. I want to say everything that my colleagues are going to say. Chuck is the only man that can get me out of my bed on a Sunday this cold. And the reason why I'm your favorite council member, because that's the end of my speech. Let's get to say Chuck. It's cold.
Please welcome Assemblyman Sam Paranzola.
All right, good morning, everyone. How are you? Let's hear some noise. Let's make some heat. Come on. How you doing? All right, if Camilla Hanks is your favorite councilwoman, then I am definitely your favorite assemblyman. I am going to step out of the shadows now so we can get on with this event, and that's the only corny joke I have. Thank you for coming very much. I appreciate it and love you all.
Next up is Assemblyman Michael Tanusis.
Well, good morning, everyone. First, I want to call out my colleague, Charles Fall, who's standing all the way back there. He doesn't want to come and join the rest of us. Part of me is happy that he's not on the stage because, as you can see, he's tall, dark, and handsome. I usually speak after him, and I look like this. So, I'm happy to be here once again. I love coming here every year. Like I've said before, my Mediterranean blood can't take much of this cold weather. So, let's hope that it ends nicely, quickly, and summer's here before you know it. Thank you all. God bless.
Please welcome Francesca Galelli, Staten Island Regional Rep for Governor Kathy Hochul.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Francesca Galelli. It is a privilege and honor to be here today. I want to thank Kenny Mitchell and Ed Burke so much and their whole team here at the Staten Island Zoo for what they do to keep this tradition here on Staten Island alive. I want to thank our elected officials and dignitaries for all they do here as well. And without further ado, let's hope for an early spring.
Thank you all for being here, and thank you so much for all your kind words and funny words. Today, we'd love to introduce you to another very special guest. Staten Island Chuck's cousin, who got up a little earlier today to start making his Sunday sauce, Tottenville Tony. Hi, everybody. Tottenville Tony, are we ready to introduce the rodent of the moment? Our furry friend who's at it again?
The one who's really got that shadow riz.
We talked about this. That's too much.
Next year?
All right, maybe next year.
Okay, Tottenville Tony and everyone, let's all count down together from 10. 10, 9, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Staten Island Chuck. Coming around the bend.
Here we go.
Is Chuck really gonna go for it? We're waiting for him.
That's all there is to it.
He's a little shy.
All right. I believe we have our proclamation.
Spring is coming!
Well, there you have it, folks.
Whether we get 6 more weeks of winter or an early spring, like Chuck just said, just remember, the real prediction here is that we'll all be back here again next year doing it all over again because no one ever gets tired of a good weather mystery.
May Chuck's prediction be slightly more accurate than your weather app.
Thank you everyone for coming! All right, everyone, that concludes our program.
Yes, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Photo, video, photo, video.